Hello, creative thinkers. My name is Jasper, and welcome to Hyundai. Today, I want to introduce a series, a 12-part series that represent my journey, that represents 12 years of my journey in the industry of film and photography. Point number 11, purpose discovered. So I discovered I have a niche, and my niche is literally not just like everyone else. I remember 7 years ago, I used to talk to a friend of mine who is an amazing wedding cinematographer. Congratulations to Cut Films. He really has built his brand. He has really invested his gear. He has invested in his craft to the point that people now recognize what he does. I remember talking to him and showing him some of my work, especially on the wedding part. And I was like, look at my wedding. And it was like, dude, you need to do this. And he was giving me some insight. But I remember back then, like 7 years ago, I was like, dude, I don't like weddings. I'm not a big fan of them. I'm not a big fan of these events and all that. But I just do them so that I can get the money. And you know, the thing about being a filmmaker, sometimes you think big, you want to make movies, you want to do this, but the environment that you're working from, or the environment that you're working against, doesn't give you that opportunity, and you end up doing birthday parties, events, weddings, and all those things. That's another story for another time. But I learned one thing from Cut Films, that from that time he started developing, improving, making himself better. He would work, he would put in the work, and he has become who he is because he knows what he wants to do. He knows that he's a videographer. He knows he's an amazing editor. He knows that he wants to always be building his brand around that. So that also inspired me to really think, where is my niche? Then fast forward in 2018, I got an opportunity to meet a friend of mine called Colin, who was the director, who was managing a school, an amazing school called Ziva. And he was like, Jasper, come through and train on videography and photography. And I was like, I've never done it before. But one thing that I did, I was like, okay, let me just give it a shot. Gave it a shot. I was so scared because the students I was teaching, they really knew and they were really smart. And what they did for me is that they pushed me to actually they kept me on my toes. And when they kept me on my toes, I got to learn more. And I would say I actually learned more theory from that time than the rest of the time I had started doing filming and photography, because I was just doing it, but I had not really understood the basic fundamentals of theory meeting with practical. So if there's one thing I need you guys to do, is whatever you are doing, never underestimate the theory. Yes, the practical is important, but the theory is also as important. The practical is also as important, because having that, the theory and the practical, is the essence of growth, is the essence of how you will make it to the next level. So my purpose was discovered as Ziva. I realized my niche is no longer just about just going and shooting and everything, but my niche is sharing what I know, be it sharing it like what I'm doing now with media and business, and sharing things like how to use the camera, how to use your video, on how to grow different things. That's been my niche. Just like my friend Cut Films, who inspires me a lot, I believe that I can also do great things and I can be better in this niche. So whatever field and craft you are in, do not stop finding your niche, because it's very important to find your niche. Your niche is your key to uniqueness.